So I just went to LinkedIn and I've been reaching out to folks on LinkedIn and asking a simple question. Is being raped at 9, okay? Should someone who rapes or potentially rapes or tries to rape should they be on the United States Supreme Court? Because if you are voting and you support Kavanaugh, you're saying so. As long as you don't get caught, rape is okay. Now, your response is, well, it hasn't been proven. This is not a trial. This is a job interview. It's on the onus of the individual to prove it. This is not on the prosecution. There is no prosecution. If you are going to a job interview, you have to prove that allegations aren't true. If someone comes up with an allegation, you have to prove it. They don't. If you're in a workplace environment and someone says that you attacked them and you did something to them, that employer has the right to fire you because of that behavior or even suspected behavior. The simple fact is, if Kavanaugh wanted to prove it, he would have come out and says, please do an FBI full investigation. And don't say that, look, an FBI investigation happened in 2 days. It didn't. None of Ford's people were interviewed. None of the witnesses were interviewed. And the simple fact is, this is a sham. The whole point of the FBI interview, which they pretty much choked the FBI, which is going to come out. They restricted the FBI from doing just this, to not interviewing, is for the GOP to say, look, an FBI investigation happened, to appease, to be able to say to the American people an investigation happened, and yet there is no discussion on it, and tomorrow they're voting. So there's no discussion on it today. There's no debate on it today. They're like, today you're going to look at it, and tomorrow we're voting. This is a scam, okay? If a tree falls down in a forest, does it make sound if no one's there? That is what you're saying. That as long as no one's there, there's no proof, rape is okay. ill capital is an individual, Dennis O'Neill. He's the CEO of One Neil Capital Advisors. Blocked me on LinkedIn for asking that question to him. So I'm making a video asking the question again on a public stand. Is it okay for someone to rape someone as long as they get away? I'll put it another way, because I think this is what's going on. This is the only rational thing that's going on. It's okay to put a potential sex offender in the Supreme Court to save abortion lives. Because 29% of Americans feel even if Kavanaugh is found guilty or was found to be lying, it's still okay to appoint him. Because what's happening here is the fundamental right has taken over our Republican Party, just like they did the school boards. And they're willing to basically put a potential sex offender in power in order to overturn Roe versus Wade. That's my only logical explanation of what's going on here. Only logical explanation. And that is pretty sick. But they did it with the school boards. If you remember back, they got into the schools and they started kicking out the whole evolution theory, and they were like, wow, if we could do it with the school boards, I guess they have done it. They have succeeded in doing it with our political system. And Kavanaugh, a Mormon who believes that spaceships populated the earth, who believes in polygamy, having multiple women, ultimately feels that that rape is okay. He has 2 little girls, and God forbid one of them gets raped by someone. And she's too embarrassed to tell daddy because daddy will be upset. And then, she grows up abused because of that event. That's happened to me. I have 2 boys. I care about my boys. I love my boys. And the last thing I do is want some predator like Kavanaugh. And if that predator who attacked me was up for the Supreme Court, is it my civic duty, my right, my responsibility to bring it to your attention as the American people? I think so. As the American Senate, I think so. Dr. Ford tried to do that back in July when he was put on the short list. Back in July, they ignored her, just like everyone ignores. Just like my Facebook connections are ignoring me on this very important thing. Because it's unlikely many of them have been raped. It's unlikely, that they really understand what's at stake here. And to them, chasing the blockchain or chasing this is more important than asking a simple question. Is it okay to put a rapist on our Supreme Court, or potential rapist, or a drunkard, or someone who lies repeatedly? Devil's Triangle is not a drinking game of 3 people playing quarters. He thinks the senators are stupid. He thinks the American people are stupid. I'm from that era. Devil's Triangle is 3 people having sex, 2 of them male. Devil's Triangle, right? He's a Mormon. Boofing has nothing to do with gas like he did. He lied in the Senate. And they should have been firm. You're lying. Why are you lying? They should have prosecuted. They should have cross-examined him just like they had that cross-examiner on them. Why are you lying? Boofing is anal sex, right? The guy doesn't deserve to be on our Supreme Court. And putting him there is a travesty. Not just the American political system, but to you, your family, and generations to come, because he's going to be there for 40 years.